Captain Kyle Allen is an electronic warfare officer aboard the B-52. His job is to make sure they
survive to strike our targets and then survive on the way out.
But there's a lot more to what an electronic warfare officer does aboard the bomber. Captain Allen works with a lot of electronics to hide the B-52 from enemy radar. He compared the antennas of the B-52 to a radio antenna or a Wi-Fi signal.
If you were to take a look at the outside of a B-52, you'd see a lot of pieces of metal sticking out like this. These are all antennas, and a lot of them are going to be defensive antennas.
And believe it or not, these tiny pieces of metal that you see right here are enough to keep the entire B-52 safe from enemy radars.
Captain Allen also has receivers.
So I can see what is looking at us. I can see what's out there, see if there's any bad guys that are picking us up on their scope.
And transmitters.
When I see that somebody's looking at us, I can put transmitter energy on them, this radio frequency energy, and it jams their radar.
The electronic warfare officer sits in the upper deck of the B-52 facing backwards. Cameras are not allowed in this workspace because the technology is classified. There are major threats an EDUB has to watch out for. Some are naval threats, boats trying to take the bomber down. Surface-to-air missiles, or SAMs, when an enemy uses ground radar to locate the plane and shoot it down with a missile. Anti-aircraft artillery. These are large caliber guns also shooting from the ground. And then there's air-to-air threat, like an enemy fighter jet following the B-52 trying to shoot it down. Back in the day, the B-52 used to have a gunner inside its tail.
He operated a 4-barrel gun on the back of the aircraft to shoot down enemy fighters that might be coming after us.
The gunner had to crawl his way from the nose of the plane through tiny doors, then get on something they call the catwalk, a ledge that runs along the bomb bay, until he or she made it all the way to the tail of the aircraft.
So you see this thing on the back of the aircraft with all the small little holes in it? We call it the cheese grater because it kind of looks like that. That's where the barrels for the gun used to be. So the gunner's guns were sticking out of there.
This position was eliminated in the early 90s. Now the B-52 depends solely on the electronic warfare officer to keep the plane safe. So no pressure, EDUB.
Yeah, exactly.
Roxette Pietri-Freeman, KTBS 3 News.